And there is the problem we're going to start with. Now, the first thing I would do if I was you is make sure that you graph it. Because if I tell students the best thing to do when you do a problem is graph it, especially with inequalities, because inequalities sometimes can be what? Confusing. So, this problem says -8. Really? I didn't notice that was shut off. I thought I left everything on from this morning's class. Them damn Russians. There we go. Okay, back to the problem. Watched a scary movie yesterday, or last night, no, night before. It was a good one. You may not have heard it. It's called The Faith of Anna Kraft. You ever heard of that? It had 5 or 6 of those pop-up scary moments. It was scary. Very scary. Okay, no comments. Anybody? Yeah, did you get the job? I want free tickets. No. No. I want free food. I want free cards. I wrote him a letter of recommendation. He won't give me free anything. I tell you what, next time when you turn around, trip him up. They make you fall down in the lobby. Okay, I've already got that on Nightstick or whatever it's called, Fire Stick. I'll call it Nightstick. I don't know why I call it Nightstick. But anyway, the movie about Anna Kraft, that was she was walking down in the cellar and turned around and there was a figure behind her and that was scary. But then when she turned around, it's like it popped up in front of her. That's a good movie. It's about a possession of a little girl, and the possession of a little girl happens at the end, and they throw the demon out, but that's at the very, very end, and everything's happy, hunky-dory after that. But up to that point, it's kind of scary. Oh, me and my son watched John Wick 2 last night. That's pretty good. Yeah, I like Keanu Reeves. He's out there a little bit.
Don't let him see that Logan unless you don't put your phone talking.
Why?
In Logan.
Oh, they trying to go R-rated with the Marvel.
It is R-rated.
Well,
It is, yeah.
that's stupid. That's stupid. That's why I didn't like Deadpool, because it was stupid.
It's worse.
-8 over x squared plus 5 greater than 0. Multiply both sides by what? X squared plus 5. I'll do the right side for you. And over here, x squared plus 5. Now, of course, this drops out, and I'll do this for you, 0. Is -8 greater than 0? So you take your handy-dandy red marker. This is important. And you mark that out. Why? Because it is not what? Not true. Now, whenever you get something that is not true, that means somewhere, somehow, there is no what? Solution. If you get something that's true, and we'll do this in blue, if you get, instead of this, let's say that you get -8 is greater than or equal to -8. Is that true? Yes, this is true. So your answer here would be all what? All real numbers. Negative, infinity, positive. Negative, infinity, positive infinity. Or x such that x is between negative infinity and what? Positive infinity. We had a meeting yesterday with the Polycom thing about the Polycom class we're going to offer at 103. We're going to offer in the summer. And I couldn't make it because I was in class, but I let my class go early, and I took my phone, and I took my Skype for Business, and I entered the meeting. It's kind of like Iron Man 2, when he goes in there and he takes the boards from the Senate. Well, I went in there, and I got in the meeting, and some of my people that are department heads and above, they were like, "Who is that?" Because it was kind of funkified because I had my phone like down here and it was looking like that, so it was seeing a lot of that in the background. The whole point is they had no idea that I could call in on my phone on Skype. We're talking about dinosaurs rexes here, okay? And they were like, "Who is that?" And Tim downstairs, he was in the meeting room downstairs, and he said, "That's Hubert. He's in the classroom." Well, how can he come in on the classroom? These are people with degrees, okay? And I'm like, I just come in on my phone. And they were like, "So you can call in on your phone?" I said, "Yeah." That is so cool. They're only how far behind? 2, 3 years behind? Maybe 4? I'm trying to. All right, question on this one. So what would the answer be? Should be no solution.
Solution said to be null.
So it would be that one right there. And you type that. Well, hold on. And you feel good about yourself. Just remember these two things. Not true. If something is not true, the answer is usually no solution. If you come out with a true statement, this is called the identity. Put an ID right there, identity. This is called a contra what? Contradiction. Good. You must have had this before. You just put 2 and 2 together, huh? ID and a contradiction. I don't know how to spell contradiction, so I'm just going to spell it like it sounds, and hopefully that'll be right. Is that right? Don't ask me to spell necessary, because I can't. I cannot spell necessary. I've tried, and I've tried, and I've tried. I can spell Mississippi, but I can't spell necessary.
That's also one of the ones that probably necessary.
Mm-hmm. Access and assess. I have to really think about access and assess. I have to really think about that. But I don't have to use assess unless I'm doing a bureaucratic thing. So.
Wait, don't even think about necessary. Just put 2 S's in whatever you say.
Yeah.
You'll get it. I guarantee you.
All right, let's do a nerd. Because these are the problems I'm going to give you on the test is ones like these. I'm not going to give you one. And what happened to me last class is I was thinking absolute values. The inequalities with absolute values where you set it equal to the positive and the negative, and I got them crisscrossed. So y'all have to forgive me on that. All right, try that one. I like the trailer on Logan. They have Johnny Cash sing one of his last songs that he recorded before he died. Oh, it does?
These players. I might wait there, but I don't get to see like a movie station.
And you not even all the people that actually heard the same thing like a different or something else.
Yeah.
They didn't do it.
Well, this is the last Logan movie.
Yeah.
This is the last one.
But I think for Thor, it might have been one for Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah. Well, see, with Thor and them, the Infinity Stones, that's why they're doing that, because the Infinity Stones, there's 5 Infinity Stones, right? And they're having to combine all of them together, all the movies together. That's why they're doing that. I think. I don't know.
But it was, had I known, it looked like, I mean, it looked like my children's ears are, you know, they didn't mix, so they were,
Yeah.
I probably would not have taken him to see that.
Oh, no.
I had not.
I know that, well, the thing with like the X-Men series and like the Avengers series, like 2 different studios own the rights
Yeah.
to make movies. So that's why they're not intertwined. Sure.
Hmm.
So,
Mm. I
yeah,
didn't know that.
it's one of the weird things. It's like Marvel owns the rights to both, but since 2 different studios own
Well, Marvel's making more money.
yeah.
The guy that owns Marvel, he's making more money.
I've seen it on a very little, like I was looking at Deadpool,
Yeah.
yeah, it was, yeah, I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah, I didn't like Deadpool at all. I thought that was a stupid movie.
But it starts off with him, and he's naked in a bomb blue, putting his clothes on, I thought, you know what, I should go.
How long does it take to anybody know this? How long does it take the movies on the, what do you call it, stick? To get new movies? Like every month or what?
Well, my mom said she saw some new ones this week.
But it doesn't do anything different. It just, every once in a while, you'll see a new movie pop up.
That's what she said.
Okay, well, I didn't know if they did something new, because there was a few new movies on there yesterday that I hadn't seen. And John Wick, the last week has been a trailer, and then this week is the movie, so I guess it just works like that. All right, x minus 6 times x plus 2 over x minus 9 is less than 0. Multiply both sides by x minus 9, you get x minus 6 times x plus 2 is less than 0. X minus 6 is less than 0. X plus 2 is less than 0. X is less than what? 6. And x is less than what? Negative 2, right?
Oh yeah.
So you take your handy dandy graph, and that's positive infinity. This is negative infinity. This is 0. This is negative 2. And this is positive 6. So I'm going to take my handy dandy. This is an open circle on both. So I'm going to take my green pen and I'm going to do this one. So x is less than 6. And I'm going to shade what? Everything to the what?
Yeah.
And then I'm going to take my yellow marker, just so y'all can complain and say you can't see it. And I'm going to do that one. And I'm going to shade everything to the what? To the left. Now here we've got an intersection. What is an intersection? Well, think of an intersection of a road. The intersection of a road, the asphalt from Elm Street, is overlapping the asphalt from Main Street. So this is an overlap, right? So an overlap is an intersection. Intersection means an upside down U. I don't know if they want this or not, but I see a union right there, but I don't know what they want. It says solve rational inequalities. So what numbers will work in this equation? Any number less than what? Negative 2. Any number less than -2. So how do you say that? Negative infinity to what? -2, or x such that x is less than or equal to, or less than, sorry. Yeah, that's a good movie. X is less than -2. Now, to me, that is what the answers are. But that's what this question is asking.
They're also looking at, there's an asymptote problem with x minus 9 as a denominator.
Yeah, but they're not asking for the asymptote, are they? They're asking for the solution. In my opinion, the solution set is from negative infinity to -2, and of course, they don't have that on there, so.
But you see,
Where did 9 come from?
well, that's the denominator. That's just an asymptote that x cannot equal 9.
Well, that's true also.
So
it's going to be.
But this is where you put in a test. In other words,
Yeah, you can't plug in 9. X cannot equal 9. So I forgot to add that. X cannot equal 9 because if you plug in a 9, the function is going to blow up.
Right. But if you do a test for like 7,
Yeah. 7 will work.
7 will work, 8 will work. So you still have to run that denominator. Then
I'm trying to see where the answer is. I don't see where the answer is. Unless it's B.
it's C. Because-
Negative infinity to -2. Now I understand that.
Right, you got that.
But I don't understand 6 to 9.
Because when you go back and do a test, say it's 7, will it be less? Will Right.
Okay. Well, good gosh. That's the
But see,
thing.
they don't explain that very well.
No, they don't. 6 to 9. Well, the question's not asking that.
Well,
The question is asking, what is the solution? It's not asking, this is correct. And the 9 is correct. Because of that. But 6, 7 minus 6 is 1, 7 is 9. Yes, it'd be negative.
right.
So what we could do is just pick a number right here.
7.
7. And let's just plug it in and see what we get. And just check to see. 7 minus 1. 7 minus 6. 7 plus 2. And 7 minus 9. Well, 7 minus 6 is 1. 7 plus 2 is 9. And 7 minus 9 is negative. So that means we're going to have positive times a positive divided by a negative, which will be what?
That's 0.
And that would be less than 0. So you could put negatives right here. I heard somebody had a question, and I'm not ignoring you. I'm going to get to you in just a second. That's negative. So that would be true to this. And this number, that's just right there. That's just. But you can't use these because these numbers
Right.
will not work. Okay, that won't work because it's not overlapped. And this is overlapped, so this will work. So this one and this one is what they're saying will work. Now, what was your question? I'm sorry. Somebody had a question.
I couldn't say because you've got to circle what, I was just saying, I got negative infinity, -2, using 6 and 9.
Yeah. I just didn't think about the 6 to 9 because of vertical asymptote. I thought they were. Usually they ask for vertical asymptote. That's
So
why.
is that correct?
Yeah. C is correct.
And on page 292, they give you the diagram, but their teaching of it's horrible. But if you practice on the diagram,
Mm-hmm.
you will finally figure out that you got to do a test on the whole equation.
Well, that's what I did with the negatives right there.
Right.
And 9, I guess you would have to plug, but
Now, you only need one.
the 9 right here, this tells you how far to go from the 6 with the 9. But after 11, I mean, if you plugged in 10, then 10 minus 9 is right here, 10 minus 6. 10 is going to give you a positive, and then that would be greater than 0. So I guess you'd have to reach back to your algebra 1 days or algebra 2, where you put the positives and the negatives above the number line to see what it would give you. Y'all know how to do that? Y'all remember how to do that? Pick a number, and if it comes out to be positive, all those numbers are positive. Pick a number, if all those numbers are negative, it's negative. Okay, well, we'll probably do it again on the next one. Anyway, that's your answer. Check answer. Good question. Next question. Okay, this one you're going to multiply through by what? X squared minus 1. Now that is shortcut number 3. So you're also going to have positive and negative 1 in your answer. So we're going to have to include that. And you get 5x minus 8 is greater than or equal to 0. 5x is greater than or equal to 8. X is greater than or equal to 8 what? 8/5. So that's one of the solution sets. And since we're going to include the denominator, x squared minus 1 via shortcut number 3, that some of y'all still won't learn, x plus 1, x minus 1 is equal to 0, because we can't have 0 in the denominator. So x cannot equal positive or negative what? 1. So if we draw a graph, because it's always important to draw a graph of inequalities, and x is greater than 8/5. 8/5 is 1 3/5, which is 1 6/10, which is 1 1/2. So there's 1, 2, 1, 2, 1 1/2 right in there. We're going to put a closed circle at 8/5. And we're going to shade, well, we're going to put a blue dot there. There. We're going to shade it blue. That's one part of the solution set. So 8/5 to infinity. And then we need to check the positive and negative 1. So we need to check here. Put red here. Put a red one there and a red one here, meaning we can't use those numbers. -1. 0. If we plugged in 0, what would we get? Well, let's see. Here's 0 right here. We know we can't use these numbers, but let's see what 0 will give us. 0 minus 8 is what? Minus 8. 0 minus 1 is, what's negative 8 divided by negative 1? Positive. So that means, is that good? Is that greater than 0? Yes. So those are good. Let's go ahead and check this side. Let's pick a number. -3. Okay, go away. -3. -3 times 5 is -15 minus 8. It's going to be a negative. -3 squared is what? 9 minus 1 is positive 8. The negative divided by positive is what? Negative. So those are all negative. So now you know what the solution set is all the way across the board. You cannot use any numbers from negative infinity to -1. You can use -1 to +1, but you can't use -1 and +1, so that would be parentheses. And then from -1 to infinity, I'm sorry, we didn't check right in here, so we could check. a number between 1 and 1 3/5 to be 1.5, right? You could use 3 halves. 5 times 3 halves minus 8 over 3 halves quantity squared minus 1. 5 times 3 halves is 15 halves. 15 halves is 7.5. 7.5 minus 8 is going to be a negative number. And then 3 halves is 9 fourths. 9 fourths minus 4 fourths is 5 fourths. So that's going to be a positive. So negative divided by positive is what? Negative. So right in here, that's going to be negative right in there. Oh, I'm sorry. Right in this negative. That's going to be negative. These are going to be positive. Okay, so the only points that I can use is -1 to 1. -1 to 1. And I can use what? 8/5 to what? To infinity. And a bracket on 8/5 and a parenthesis on infinity. Now, is there an overlap? No. So this would be a union. I guess it would be what? A. Now that I know what the question is asking, I can do it. Where's my digit? There we go. That big right there. Okay, is 8 greater than 1? So what's your answer? All real numbers. Negative infinity to positive infinity. I think we did this one. But go ahead and finish it. Multiply both sides by x cubed minus square root of 3. And you're going to have to solve that denominator also. So do that one. It says use a graphical method. We can try it with the graphic. We'll also do it with the algebraic. These people that are protesting all these, how do they protest and not go to work?
Source pays you $2,500 a month. And $2,000 for every ride. Well,
I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna win the lottery so I can just start throwing money away and hiring people to protest. That's what I'm gonna do.
Well, also too, there's a lot of jobs like it gets into the ground.
That man has done brought, I don't know how many jobs in the last month to America, and people won't give him a chance. People won't, I don't understand it.
Lynch said to go out and start killing him.
Yeah, I saw that yesterday on the not national news. She said, we have had blood spill in the streets before, and I'm like, really? You're going to condone blood being in the street? I think some of these people are crazy.
Well, it's over for the elite on this side.
I think so too. I think you know what I think? You ever seen, what's the movie, Tina and Louise, or what's the two women robbed the bank or robbed Thelma and Louise.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the movie, they go off the cliff. Well, that's what the liberals are doing to the Democratic Party. There's nothing wrong with Democrats. Democrats, usually moderate Democrats, but those left-wing The left-wing loonies and liberal is what the KKK is on the conservative side.
What surprises me?
They're crazy.
The Democrats aren't speaking up.
No, because you know why? They're scared. They're scared they're not going to get elected because the liberals are telling them what to do.
How can you live your life in that kind of fear? That's what bothers me.
I don't think we're gonna be able to do like we're probably gonna lose more seats.
I think they are. I think they're going to lose more. And I'm going to do everything I can to make sure our Democratic senator is thrown out. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
He's a Republican. Yeah.
Tuesday.
If he's a Republican, I'm a jet airplane pilot.
Tuesday, can somebody be Clinton this weekend?
No, they didn't. I don't watch local news. I want to see it though.
I'll look at the article.
I want to see the video. Is it on video?
Taking stuff on the, throwing stuff at him. And he was up there talking about he was always going to be a conservative. I thought,
When? He ain't never been a conservative. I'd much rather Tim Scott be up there than
you've
him.
been telling me, hey, both of you guys are calling a hole. I mean,
I'd much rather see Tim Scott up there than
and it
him.
was Democrats that were doing stuff.
John McCain's one that got the dossier, which means I had to send an email to the White House that he's got to be put in prison. And of course, everybody's doing that now.
Yeah. You know the difference between this election and 1980 when Reagan beat Jimmy Carter? The biggest difference is that in 1980, the Democrats knew they were going to get beat. Because, to me, Carter was probably the second worst president in the United States. He was terrible. He was. To the farmers, and that's what makes it so bad. He was a farmer, and he socked it to the farmers. I mean, half of the state of South Carolina went out of business when Carter was president, but they knew they were going to get beat. The difference here is they didn't think they were going to get beat, and that's why they're having all these protests, because they just can't get it through their head that they got their butts whipped.
Carter to this day goes to communist countries and deplores the U.S.
Yeah. I just don't understand him.
People talk about, oh, I'm going to hear Jimmy Carter, big Sunday school, done it. But, you know, where is
Yeah.
out in Georgia?
Yeah, you go have fun with that.
Yeah. I teach Sunday school too, but that don't mean I won't.
X cubed minus square root 3 over 1. X cubed minus square root 3 over 1. And of course, that goes out, and you get square root 2 x plus 6 is equal to 0. Don't make a mistake. And if you did this mistake, I would give you somewhat credit if you accidentally put the 2x under the radical. But that square root of 2 stops after the what? 2. So don't make that mistake. Negative 6, negative 6. So 2x square root of 2 times x is equal to negative what? 6?
Yeah.
Divide by square root of 2, divide by the square root of 2. X is equal to negative 6 over the square root of 2, which I'm going to multiply by the square root of 2 over the square root of 2. Hold on, I'm going to write that. I'm going to do that in a different color because some of y'all have a cow. If I don't go a little bit slower there. Hold on, I'm trying to. No. That's it. That's my training. I've done that. I've learned that from home. And I'll put square root of 2 over the square root of 2 because I want to rationalize the what? Denominator. Good. And that's negative 6 square root of 2 over 2. Now, our vertical asymptotes, x cubed minus square root of 3 is equal to 0. X cubed is equal to square root of 3, square root, cube root of both sides, cube root of both sides. So that's going to be x is equal to the cube root of the square root of x, which is equal to x to the 1/2 times x times the 1/3, which would be x is equal x to the 1/6. 3 to the 1/6. Y'all check me. And somebody take the calculator and raise 3, x to the y, parentheses, 1/6 for 0.167. Tell me what you get. 3 x to the y, 0.167. Three x to the y, parentheses, 1 divided by 6, close parentheses. I'll do it. I'm glad. I'm just so glad we don't have the calculator drill team in here. I'm very happy about that. All right, 3 x to the y, parentheses, 1 divided by 6, and don't anybody dare say anything now because I've already started doing it. Oh, the answer is, shut up, 1.2. Did anybody get 1.2? Y'all get that? Y'all care? No. So if we put 1.2 in there, we're going to get an undefined function. So x cannot equal what? 1.2. So well, in this case, we don't have an inequality, do we? We have an equality. So that means that we can use 6 square root of 2 over 2. Well, square root of 2 is 1.4. 1.4 times negative 6 is negative 8.24. 8.24 divided by 2 is 4.12 or something like that. So somebody do the math right here. It should be negative 4.12. But it's negative. And then we can't use 1.2. So the only thing we can use is that number, right? Because it's the equality. I don't know what they're wanting, but the solution set is this number, but you can't use this number. But I don't know what they want.
They'll probably use your radical.
So I'll do negative 6. Is that what you're saying? Negative 6 square root of 2 over 2?
Or they'll probably have negative 3 square root of 2.
Oh yeah, negative 3. I didn't simplify it. Square root of 2. Yeah, they want decimals. They want you to calculate it. I'm just going to hit check. I got 4 point. Okay, what did I say? Okay, I did the math wrong in my head.
Yeah, you had, I think you had 0.84
Okay.
when you said it originally.
Okay. Well, I was close, and I didn't use the calculator. Negative 4.24. I got negative 4.12. So that's how you do that one. All right, now do this one. You don't have to do anything but what? Think about your solution set graphic. This is greater than 0. All right, so in other words, change this to greater than. Change this to greater than, right? No, that would be. So this is greater than 4.24. So x is greater than 4.24. So that would be everything to the what? The open circle, yes. The open circle. That's not supposed to be that big. I don't know why that eraser is that big. There, 4.24. And x cannot equal 1.2. So 1.2, there'll be a hole right here at 1.2. Correct? North. There it is right there. So I guess that would be your answer. A. They're not even including. Okay.
Yes, but everything that's a negative 4.12 and 2.4 on the right of 1.2.
Where's oh, I didn't see these over here.
Yeah, I know.
I was looking at these two. I was like, okay, I'm sorry. So it'd be this one right here, wouldn't it?
Yep.
No.
Oh, yeah, that was wrong. It's got the 1.2 in it.
Look right the first time. I thought it was this one. I don't know why it's left. Oh, we didn't check the left. We didn't check it. Give me a number. -5. We didn't check it. -5 times square root of 2. God, this is going to be a pain. -1.4 times -5. 1.4 is going to be 7. 7 plus 6 is going to be what? That'd be a negative, though. That'd be a negative. -7 plus 6 would be a negative. And then -4, that'd be a negative. Minus, that'd be a negative. Negative and negative. But that's going to be equal to 0. That's not right. Oh, inequality. I'm sorry. So we get a negative over a negative. What would that give you? A positive, right? Positives can never be what? Positives can't be less than 0. I don't understand how they got negative infinity to negative 4.24. Oh, this is the next question. Oh, there we go. I'm sorry. It's greater than. Why don't they just do these as separate questions instead of putting them all into one? I'm sorry. Now let's do this one. And I'm going to do it on the board because I can't do it. I can't do it without writing it out. So you'll just forgive me. So that's going to be square root of 2 plus 6 x. Square root of 2x plus 6 over x cubed minus square root of 3 is less than 0. And of course that gives you square root of 2x plus 6 is less than 0. And that's going to be square root of 2x is less than -6 divided by, so x is less than -6 over square root of 2, which is square root of 2 over 2, which is -3 square root of 2. X is less than -3 square root of 2. And there's no equal sign there, so, and we said -3 square root of 2 is -3 times 1.4 is going to be -5.2. -3 times square root of 2. It's going to be negative. Four point two. I think 4.2. Is that what we got a while ago? 4.24. Okay, and that's an open circle and everything to what? Negative infinity. So part of our answer is going to be negative infinity to negative 4.24, and that's a parenthesis, and that's a parenthesis. All right, now, we got to also remember the bottom. We can't have 0 in the denominator, so I'm just going to go ahead and do that because I don't know if they want that or not. X cubed is equal to the square root of 3, and we said that that came out to be x is equal to 3 to the 1/6 power, which x is equal to, what do we say that was? 1.2. So let's keep that in the back of our head. That can't equal 1.2, so x cannot equal 1.2. And then we need to check the other side. So 1.2 would be right in here. Check that. So 0. 0 plus 6 is 6. 0 minus 1.7 is negative 1.7. And a positive divided by a negative is what? Less than 0. So that checks. And then we need to check, name a number. 2 times 1.4 is 2.8. 2.8 plus 6 is positive. And then 8 minus 1.7 is what? Positive. Is positive and positive less than 0? No. So that would be, not right. That would be right. And this would be right. So negative infinity to 4.24, and then 4.24 to 1.2. So whatever that looks like. Y'all find it, because I get cross-eyed looking at those things. Which one is it? Negative infinity to 4.24. 1.2 or 4.24 to 1.2. That figures. What did we do something wrong with the 2? Let's pick the 2 and put it back in here. 2 times 1.4 is 2.8. 2.8 plus 6 is positive. 2 to the third power is 8. 8 minus 1.7 is positive. Positive and positive is not less than 0, so that's wrong. So
I don't see where. I don't see that.
I don't see it either. This is the closest answer I see. I think it's D. Because I don't know why. Not that one. 1.2 to infinity. You can't have 1.2 to infinity unless I'm doing something wrong. Which one is it? C?
Oh, they just said it's 2 points.
I don't know how they get that, because this, if you use negative 5 times a positive 1.41 will give you a negative 7. Negative 7 plus 6 is negative. And then negative 5, that'd be a negative minus 1. That'd be a negative. Negative divided by negative is what? Positive. Positive is not working. That won't work. So I must have done something wrong there. That won't work. My bad. Negative, what we said a while ago, I remember saying it. Negative divided by negative, we said, is less than 0. Remember us saying that? That's not true. Negative divided by negative is a positive, and a positive can't be less than 0. That's why we shaded this. We said that. I remember saying it. I was going too fast. When you have a negative divided by a negative, you can't say negative divided by negative is less than 0. Negative divided by negative is a positive, and a positive can't be less than 0, so this does not work.
Okay, so then that's why we have those 2 points.
Yeah, that's why we have just 2 points. I can tell you right now that my test questions will not cover these. My test questions will cover the test questions that I've said will be on the test, like equal to. Okay? I'm not gonna try to trick you. Hold on a minute, I'll show you.
You gave us homework up to 30 or so.
Yeah, I gave you the homework, but
All right, is there any?
let me go to the homework and see what I assigned y'all, because I grabbed stuff from the, I don't know if we even cover those in the homework, do we?
Actually, no, we have to.
4.3. God, there's only like 8 questions.
Yeah, and they only went to like 24, I think, on the book.
Well, then that's probably, yeah, these are the questions I'll give you on the test. Yeah, question, that's a test question. That's a test question. That's where we used you, or we brought it down. Remember, we brought that down, brought this down. That's a test question. That's a test question. You have to factor we did that one in class, or one like it. I won't give you that test question. I might give you that test question because it's simple. That's the last one.
It jumps into the 60, so.
Yeah, that for your vertical asymptote is 7, and then x is equal. So let's do that one so everybody will know what kind of question you'll see on the test. So x minus 5. I forgot I was in the study plan. I wasn't in the homework. X plus 1. X minus 7. There's that movie. That's why I can't think. Pop-ups. Okay, x minus 7. X cannot equal what? 7, because of blow the function up. And then that'll leave us multiplying both sides by x minus 7. So that'd be x minus 5 is less than 0. And x plus 1 is less than 0. 5, x is less than 5. And x is less than what? Negative 1. So let's graph. Negative infinity, positive infinity, 0, 7. That's the open circle on 7. And x is less than 5, so we're going to put a 5 right here. And less than 5 would be, and we'll just do less than 5, do that way. And an open circle on 5. And then less than negative 1. Open circle. And we'll do that in yellow. Well, I thought we'd do it in yellow, but evidently it won't change. Okay, so our solution set, we've got to check all the others. We know that the yellow and the blue will give us a true statement, right? So that's good. We don't know, we can't use this, so we need to check this. 8, let's check 8. What will 8 give us? 8 minus 5 is what? 3. 8 plus 1 is what? So 3 times, that's a positive times a positive, which is what? A positive. And then 8 minus 7 is a positive. So positive divided by positive is positive, and a positive cannot be less than what? So technically, this goes off. All right, let's check. What number are you going to pick? 6. 6 minus 5 is positive. 6 plus 1 is positive. 6 minus 7 is negative. A positive divided by negative is a negative?
True.
True. So you can just put C, true. And then we'll see what it looks like. We plugged in 0, plug in 0. 0 minus 5 is a negative. 0 plus 1, that's a positive, negative, that's a negative up top. 0 minus 7 is a negative. A negative divided by negative is what? So that can't work. So it looks like negative infinity to what? Negative 1, and then what? To 7. And praying that it works. Is that what they got up there? Now that's the type of question I'll give you on a test. Those other questions, they're kind of crazy. Some damn Russians must have sent them over. Good job. All right, question. Great, complaint. Not going to do anything, test, get your homework done, because there's only like 4 people that's actually started the homework or done the homework. The rest of y'all pretty much suck. So get started on that.